Fine. So, what do you think CAN or campus area network is all about? Yes, please go ahead. Now, this, in case we are talking about this campus area network, or you might come up with corporate area network. So, it would be something like a metropolitan area network where you are connecting multiple lands together. Now, we can come up with an example. Now, in case you are not dividing into can and all others, then man would be called as something like this would be replaced by a man. Now, in case suppose you are talking about a campus area network, so it can be something like I have a very large office on uh, Trivandrum. I don't know if any one of you has ever visited the Infosys campus or Wipro campus in Hyderabad or Bangalore or in or Tata yeah, TCS building in Bangalore or Kolkata or Hyderabad or Pune. So, in case anyone has visited them, you must have seen. One second, guys. Yep, sorry. So, uh, when you visit them, you will find that this is a really very huge building or a really very huge campus. So that it stretches from over 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, like that. Even if you visit Tata, yeah, like a Tisco plant in Jamshedpur, it is really huge, 3-4 kilometers, and you have buildings every there here and there. So what they do is each building has its own local area network, and they have connected all the lands together, and that forms a campus or a corporate area network. I believe that was understandable for everyone. Yep. It is something like multiple lands together in a limited geographical area. Again, this is not a huge area, but yes, it is not a small area. It is smaller than a metropolitan area network, so that should be called as a metropolitan area instead of wide area network. So you are connecting multiple lands. Yes, this is what we have for for a campus area or corporate area network. Like you have one building, you have one network in this building. You have another building that has another network. This is having another network. This has another network. Now each and every network is connected together through this campus network. So that is an example of CAN or a campus area network. So a few things about it. This is economical. Uh, and it can use or it is normally a wireless connection. Now transferring files and data is really very easy on it, and that can be sent over. It is again since it's smaller than a metropolitan area network, so that is uh, faster than a metropolitan area network since it is smaller. Uh, Now again, in case you need to connect to the intranet or to the internet, you did need to just get an ISP, and one ISP would work for all. So even if you visit campuses of uh, IITs, IISC in Bangalore, so even they are having the same thing. Like each hostel is having its own network, and all those are connected together. So that is what we have. And again, we have some certain disadvantages that would be limitations, like like how many devices can be connected. That would be problem, since again you already have a huge network. So the connection between computers is limited in size. You cannot connect a large number of nodes together. So like again, you cannot have very large nodes extending over half a kilometer or something. Maintenance would be expensive. Again, you are having a very large area, so maintenance would be a little difficult. Then we have something called a storage area network. Now, anyone having any idea what this storage area network is all about and how it works? Anyone? This can be implemented with anyone, but the primary building block of a storage area network would be like multiple storage devices, multiple servers that cater cater to the memory and storage of a particular network. Now, you can implement a storage area network in a campus area network or a metropolitan area network. So you can implement it anywhere, but its prime property and prime thing about it is storage. So let us go ahead. Uh, So storage elements and storage devices are the main component of a storage area network, and this can be implemented in any of the different network types that we are having. So we are talking about storage devices and storage elements, and those storage elements might be RAID disk or anything. Since again, when we are talking about storage, that has to be heavy, very redundant and quite cheap. So, uh, anyone has heard about something called RAID disks? Anyone who, in case you have not, so let me show you how a RAID disk would look like. Someone has said something, I believe. Hmm. Pooja, let me try to change a little. Hmm. I'm sorry to hear about the heavy rain that causes a lot of trouble. So try to stick with us, and I hope things would go better. So in case we talk about rate this images. So this is normally how a RAID array looks like. RAID stands for redundant array of inexpensive disks. So you can see a lot of disks here. These are disks. And like when we are talking about storage, so we would be discussing all these when we would be into data sciences. where you can have data warehouses, you can have data lakes, you can have databases. So now, when you are having a lot of data, so like I am creating this video, we are having this discussion and we are uh, recording this. We need to keep this data and just think one video that we are creating of 2 hours, that is around 800 MBs around. Now every day we are having two sessions, so that comes to around 2 GB every day. 30 days it would be 60 GB. So just think how much data we are producing. Now we cannot use a SSD to store all these data. Now suppose in case we are talking about uh, no, again, don't confuse with the cloud. Okay, like you are using cloud storage. Obviously, we are doing that. Uh, but even cloud won't allow this much data to be stored on SSDs or very high powered storage devices, since that would be very expensive. So what we are having is inexpensive disks. And it works on the same principle as does our those gramophones. I hope most of you have seen that gramophone. So the disc technology is almost the same. You must have seen it in older movies. Like this was the head, and here you had the cassettes, and you like the cassettes would roll over, and this head will read whatever is written on it on these discs. Now these discs used to be have magnetic power, yeah, like magnetic elements, and we used to write using crest and troughs, similar to our zeros and ones. Now, a crest is a zero, a trough is a one. So similarly, we used to do right here. Similarly, we came up with discs. We came up with those tapes, and then we came up with hard disks. So RAID is something similar. So you have a lot of like each array that you are seeing, it is having multiple disks. Now even these you can see four. Even one of these four is having multiple disks, and you are having a lot of disks like that attached to each other to provide you with a lot of storage. So that is what RAID is. Then coming back, you have these disk arrays. They are connected to various RAIDs, and then you have those tape libraries as well. Tape library is also another storage thing like my RAID or like that. So it is also providing you with storage. So this is how normally a storage device would look like. You are working on various systems, and all these systems, you are creating a lot of data, and those data has to be written on any of these uh, devices. Might be a tape or might be on those RAIDs. I believe that was clear to everyone. Or do we have any questions on this? uh, Pooja and our friends from Chennai are facing trouble because of the rain. So, like Pooja, in case we need, we can connect at a different time. Not a problem with that. Just let me know. I am connected with you on WhatsApp as well, so you can put in a message privately to me, and we can connect with the team. But those who are not facing any problem like that, so they can tell me in case they were able to understand this concept of storage area network. Fine. So when we talked, yesterday, we were talking about uh, server in our campus on premises server. Then we talked about something like a remote server, a cloud server. Then we also talked about a hybrid model where we are keeping our data. Now, in case my company generates a lot of data, now suppose we can talk about Facebook. Now, Facebook cannot give you very fast storage devices. Similarly, Amazon, they are also producing a lot of data, and you cannot have that much of fast storage since that will be very costly for you. So it is better to go with threads and magnetic tapes. They are cheaper, though they are having a little less latency. There is latency issues with them. The speed might be a little less, but they would be good for such purposes. So, like this is mostly for storage purposes. Uh, Now I am having my own campus area network, and I am implementing a storage area network in it. So what happens is I store my data and I allow all the other machines or all the other networks to access my data. So that is about storage area networks. So disadvantages, again, if there is a it would be slow. Since again we are not using very fast and less latent devices. We are using arrays, we are using disks, we are using tapes, which would be slower in case the traffic is higher. Now, suppose we talk about our HDD. In case you are working on a hard disk that was an old hard disk HDD hard drive. So what happened was, in case you start multiple functions or multiple applications, your disk would like it would hang, right? It would get stuck. But in case you are working on one application at a time, it will work very fast. So similar to this, since we are using this, in case the traffic is less programs are being run or less data is being fetched, then it would work very fine. But in case you are having multiple users trying to access multiple data, so it will go slow. So that is what we are having for storage area networks. Change that data. Again, it is very easy to scale up. Scalability is very easy. You can add a number of more RAID devices or tapes. That is very easy to implement. That would be very easy. Then we have a smart home network. Now, what do you think? Just check this out and just let me know what do you understand by this. What it looks like and what do you think it is. Hopefully, we would implement this also when we would be going for packet tracer. So that allows you. Now, what do you understand by this? So we are talking about a term called IoT. I hope you guys have heard about IoT. Even we came up with a little on this. So any idea what you understand by this IoT? Anyone? Well, IoT stands for Internet of Things, where what you are doing is you are connecting almost everything on a network. Now, let me say something. So, let me connect first my computer, then let us connect our TV, uh, then let us connect lights, uh, let us connect ACs, let us connect washing machines, let us connect doors. We have smart doors even. Then let us connect those CCTV cameras, the smart kitchen chimneys. So we have connected most of the things together that you might have at your homes. Now what you do is you connect all these devices together, and what would we need to connect it with? A gateway. A gateway is needed. Now you might connect it via wireless. So let us take this to be a wireless connection. So wirelessly you are connecting almost everything to your network, to your gateway. So we have connected almost everything. Now this in turn would be connected, and this gateway might include a router, might include switches, uh, and it would connect something called as a WAP or wireless access point. So all these are connected wirelessly. And now this in turn would be connected to my ISP. That is my internet service provider. Now next what happens is, and now since it is connected to the World Wide Web, I can access all these via a portal that might be the IP address of this gateway. Now, using the IP address of this gateway and a little authentication, I can access all these using my mobile phone. Now, you might be here, like you might have heard that people are now can view the CCTV camera, their CCTV camera sitting 20 kilometers away from home. So that is possible since they have connected it to the ISP or the internet service provider. So that is perfectly fine. That is happening. And now just think. Now I am in my office and it is almost 30 minutes to come back. So what I do is I make my washing machine to run so that within 30 minutes when I reach home, every yeah, laundry is done. Now, right, I am at the gate and it is very, very hot. I will turn on my AC. From a gate, I can turn on my lights, TVs, and in case, yeah, like even I have to send a very small, yeah, very important file, and I am about to reach my home, and my computer takes around 20 seconds to boot up, so I can boot up from anywhere. So this is the yeah, like smart home area network. This is also like an example of a IoT, Internet of Things. Now you have this mobile phone to work for you. Now you can even use Alexa or smart home or any of those voice enabled applications. So that is my storage home area network. Now you are adding all those smart appliances, fax machines, security systems, televisions. Now you can add ACs and everything. So everything can be connected. And it would make your life really very accessible and very easy. Managing of all the resources is really very easy. Resource sharing is really very easy. Multi users can do that. Yeah, really. And this is also being taken to be the next generation lifestyle. So that is good. There can be a problem with the Wi-Fi password in case anyone learns about it. Wi-Fi microwaves, uh, that microwaves again they are using the same radio waves, so that might affect. It is expensive, yes, it is expensive, and the internet goes slow, so that is fine. Now, then we talked about this personal area network. Now, again, we have to discuss about the. Now, what do you think a personal area network is? This is what we have already discussed. Yep. What do you think this PAN is? This is what we have already discussed. Now, Pooja, I believe till now things would have changed. Yes, anyone, a personal area network or PAN, what do you understand from this? And so a personal area network is like in case you learn communication systems, so you won't find a personal area network uh, as a configuration. No, that is not taken to be a network, uh, but it's still because networking is about connecting more than two computers together, two or more computers. Now, in a personal area network, Normally you connect your laptop or your computer to your phone, to your sound system, to your printer, or something like that. You can connect a lot of things, but that has to be only two things. Now, in case we talk about PAN network, and if we see the images, it would be like you are connecting one of these things together. Now, one computer is connected to a phone or a PDA or a sound system or even a keyboard that can be said to be a personal area network. So normally you are not connecting two computers when we are talking about a personal area network. A printer might be there, a phone might be there. So these are the things that can be. Uh, you are creating a personal area, personal network for some particular function might be for for printing for different purposes. So that is what a personal area network is. Mostly it can be wireless, but yes, you can connect it wired as well. Uh, so wireless personal area network is when you are using Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Wired is when you are connecting it via USB. Uh, in a personal area network, you won't be using a RJ45 or a cable like that. So advantages of personal area network, in case we talk about, so it is for personal use, obviously, and it would be faster and more reliable than your LAN, and WAN. But it is not allowing you communication between two computers. No extra space is required. Nothing is required. No cable. Nothing. Very easy to connect, and most of you are connected throughout. It is really very slow. Yes, very cheap, very easy, very reliable, secure, and we can use it at many places. Even if you are talking about remotes, they are also using a personal area network. And synchronization is really very easy and it is almost portable. The problem is with the range, again, it won't be providing you with a very large range, but yes, it provides you with a really good range. Now I can walk up to my kitchen uh, uh, without moving my computer. I'm using a Bluetooth microphone and headphone, so that allows me around 5 to 8 meters of movement. So 5 to 8 meters, that is fine. Again, the problem would be with the radio signals. There would be an interference. Transfer of data is slow. Again, fine, since we are not using RJ45 or a wired medium, so it might be at times slow. It creates health problems. So again, we are using so many devices, so health problems are certainly going to be there. Cost is high in terms of communication device. Again, in case you are using a mm, now even that is not understandable. So everything is coming at a good price. Infrared signals travel. Now, most of us are not using infrared signals anymore. Previously, we had those infrared transfer between phones, but we are not using it anymore. Then we talked about internet and intranet. So internet was a public network where any computer might connect. But when we are talking about intranet, that is for a specific organization or a company. That can be a bank. Let us not call it private. It can be public as well. So it can be any kind of, but it has to be for one particular organization. So you have the a file server and a VPN, and this VPN blocks all access to uh, a remote host coming, all remote requests. It won't allow, but it will allow this request to be sent on the internet. So that is how you create an intranet. Advantages again. Let us not talk about advantages. Let us understand that. Yep, someone has said something. Internet is used everywhere, but internet used by one single organization. Very correct. Only members of that organization is using intranet. Really correct. So, like where it is implemented, many universities are using it. Like they have their own portal where you can share the resources, your papers, your study materials, videos. So this can be there where you can access all the resources together. Even many libraries are using intranet to provide you access. Like you can log on to their intranet and you can access all the books and newspapers that are available on them. Even email systems are being also being implemented on those intranets. Only information relevant to the organization can be accessed. So, like it is for one particular purpose. So that is why it is really good. Less information, obviously, you are here for one particular thing. Can't go on websites needed. Again, you cannot depending upon the firewall, you using our intranet, you might not be able to access the internet. So in case we talk about the differences, there would be a few differences. Internet is all, it is open to all. It is connecting all the computers together. Internet contains, internet has multiple intranets on it. Though many intranets won't be available to you, but those intranets are there on the internet. So that is there. Uh, Again, the users are unlimited. That you know, almost everyone can be on the internet, but they cannot be on the intranet. Unlimited, yes. Through intranet, that is what we understood. Now, anyone has any question? These are theoretical things, so that would take, uh, that needs, that might be a little boring as well. So these are a few differences. So internet is about international network, so everything is connected. Intranet is about a restriction, about a restricted access, especially for those who have the access or they are on this particular network. So this can share data across the globe. This can share data privately within the network. Internet can provide information on any topic almost to anyone, but intranet can provide specific things, specific topics, specific information about a few things. Internet can be accessed from anywhere, but you need to have an internet connection. But intranet can be accessed only from within the company. You move out of the gates and you won't be able to. So there might be in case like that is a old organization, they will ask you to connect to their own LAN using the RJ45 cables. Now, at many organizations, you might see that they have their own uh, mm, they have many open ports, so you can use any of those ports to access, or you need to connect to their Wi-Fi using the credentials that they provide you. So that can be that is what intranet is. So this is what we have discussed. Then we have extranet. So any ideas about extranet? Anyone can? So I believe you understood this intranet needs you to be on a particular IPs. You need to connect to my, yes, someone has said something. Private network, yes, it is a private network. So for you to connect to the intranet, you need to be within the boundary walls of my organization. You need to connect to either you need to connect to my routers, my uh, switches, and my routers. So you need to be connected to my network. Only then you can access my intranet. But in case you are talking about extranet, that is again a private network. So what has uh, Rakesh said is private network. Obviously, it is a private network, but it can be accessed. It can be accessed using my the internet. So mm, suppose let me show you an image. Yeah, intranet is something which is closed. Firewalls won't allow anything outside or inside to cross. Then you have internet, anything goes in, goes out, no problem. But in case we are talking about extranet, it is again a private network which is available uh, from the internet. So that is available, but that is again having some kind of um, or better to say, yes, someone has said something. I have, yeah, you can write down your doubt. Uh, you can please write down your doubt. We will take that. So, in case we are talking about extranet, so a few things need to be understood. One is it is private, and it is an it is an you say Hindi? No, I'm not saying in Hindi. Might be a few words might creep in at times, but I am trying to go with English only. Uh, so what your doubt is, I didn't get you. So whatever your doubt is, please let us know. We will take that. Now, normally it is being implemented between me, my customers, and my vendors. So this is for a specific group of people, but it does not require you to be on my network. You can access it from anywhere. So that is what an extranet is. So yes, Arshna, in case you have anything to say, please let us know. Uh, Based on internet protocols such as TCP or IP, so it is users may be using they can use extranet to exchange information without having to enter company's host. Yes. So, uh, yep. this example, okay, the same image is there. So again, this is the intranet of a particular company. Fine. And you are the different, there are a different users that might be the clients, might be the customers, and they want to access a particular type of network, yeah, like information. They might log on to the internet to access a few resources from this intranet. So the example of what we can have is, you have this as an intranet that is closed completely, that is not available to anyone but who is on this network. We are implementing firewalls, and then these firewalls are in turn connected to the internet. So we have this something called internet. Now this internet is in turn connected to various users. So these are the few users we are having. Fine. So this is what we have. Now those who are on the intranet might not access the outside network. They are like blocked, kind of blocked, and no one is allowed. But still, a few people who are the customers of Tata, who are the service providers of Tata, like Tata does not manufacture. In case we are talking about Tata Motors doesn't manufacture those radials and those wheels, the tires tubes. So that is being provided by some vendor. Might be there are some distributors. So they want to access certain information or to send some information. So they would be having limited usage. That is my extranet. So that will provide limited usage or limited access to the intranet. So that can be said to be extranet, where you can access a part of the intranet, a part which is allowed. So I believe that was clear to everyone. Again, you need to have some credentials to log on to this. Now, I don't know what was the question by Archana. Please, Archana, go ahead. We are still waiting for your question. And might be at times Hindi comes automatically, so I am really sorry for that. Now, guys, anyone having any question, please let us know. Fine. Fine. So now we are done with extranet. Extranet. So like it allows you to access those particular information or get to the intranet 24 into 7. That is perfectly allowed, but it allows uh, a very limited amount. Security is a big concern because you are trying to access a an intranet. So that is what we have. Now then we talk about the benefits of network. So networking benefits, you guys understood that we have talked about it a lot of times. Very few peripherals are needed, obviously. Now you don't need a lot of wires, like a lot of things to share the data. Now every time I want to provide you with information, I am not using those floppy disks or the CDs, so that saves a lot of time, and it provides me much higher communication capabilities. File corruption can is avoided. License is not a big problem now. Centralized administration is there now. Our network administrator can change the resources that are being shared. All the resources are conserved now. Every yeah, like nothing can be deleted. Now only our sir Vikas took my phone and asked this question. Not a okay, Vikas. Fine. So again, allow me a few moments. Now, how many of you are moving to other that is from sure, that is from Calicut. Now, anyone from Calicut is moving out to another NSTI, transferring to another NSTI, or anyone is moving into Calicut? Okay, people are moving out of Calicut as well. Fine, that is happening with most of the centers. Especially everyone is trying to move back to his home state. Now, I have heard Patna is getting a lot of new people who are transferring from other centers to Patna. That is really good for me that I am in Patna. So similarly, similar things are happening everywhere, I believe. Uh, Fine, no problem, Archana. Because um, this is a problem because if I speak in Hindi, our friends who are Malayali speaking, they would be like, okay, sir, why not Malayalam? And why not Tamil? So that is again a problem. I have raised your concern. Motherboard start without power cable. So that is a problem that we are facing. Again, we cannot go with a language that is not accepted by all others. So English is the only language I believe that is acceptable by everyone. So that is why we are continuing in English. And so I didn't understand that question. Motherboard start without power cable. No, motherboard cannot be started without power. You need to provide power to the motherboard. Only then it will work. So resources are conserved. Again, everyone is working on a particular computer now. Uh, you are not allowed to destroy the data that you are uh, creating. So that is another. Now let us talk about the usage. So what do you think are the different usage of uses of networking? So this is what we have been talking since beginning to share resource. Resource sharing is the prime objective or prime usage of my networking, computer networking. What else do you think? There can be a lot. Resource, then we can talk about data also, data sharing. can be another. Then what else do you think? Yep, guys. What else do you think can be the usage? Uh, we can have only one more usage of our network system. Now we talked that we can implement a metropolitan area network, and we can here use uh, mail transfer protocols, which will allow you easy and free mail services. So you can SMTP can be implemented on my networks. So resource sharing, that is what we have been talking every time. Data sharing is another thing that we are talking about. So it is not only data, it might be information as well. And the third thing that can be there, so the next thing that we can have is the may, or better to say personal communication or interpersonal communication. So only these three things can be there. These three are the usage of a network. So this interpersonal communication doesn't mean that I am communicating with only with those people who are. So there is a message with the transfer of ADIT students is enabled in the candidate login. Kindly inform to the students to apply for the transfer if required. Select their preferred location by 5 p.m. today. So, guys, that is something which has been shared. I believe everyone knows about it. So, you guys can check it out. So, mail transfer protocol can be implemented. So, these can be the usage. So, I believe there is no question from anyone. Or in case anyone has, please let me know. So in case anyone has anything to say, please let me know. In case we don't have anything, we might go move ahead and talk about a couple of things. One is peer-to-peer network, and the other is client-server model or client-server network. So anyone can say anything about this, the difference between client-server and peer-to-peer network, or anything about these two. Does anyone, any idea? So, fine, if no one is saying anything, let me go ahead. So, in case we are talking about a peer-to-peer network, what we have is uh, someone has said something, so that is really good. Sharing individual resources. Fine, good. So, better to understand it like this. Now, with peer-to-peer network is every computer is connected together. Now, excuse me for my bad drawing. So I believe I have connected everything. So that is my peer-to-peer network where each and every computer is connected. And if you need anything, you need to check out with everyone. In case he has it, well and good. In case it doesn't have, so you need to check out others. So that is my peer-to-peer network. Now, uh, mm, even if you get a brief idea about it, that is fine. We would be checking on with the next, that is my client server model, that will make you understand it better. So let us move. Yep, someone has said something. In client to server, all devices are connected to a central server, and the client, all clients are connected with the server. Yep. So here you don't have a server, and each and every computer is connected together. Now, in case we are talking about a client server model, you have several clients. So this is a client, this is another client. Our client, we have discussed, it means a user. So you have these many clients, and this in turn is connected to a server, a central server. All these systems are connected to the server. So what happens is, if I want a particular resource that is available on this computer, I will ask the server. This server will in turn check on and figure out which device has that particular information, and this server will ask it for that particular information or resource. It will get back, and once it gets back, it will provide this system with that particular resource. So that is how our client server model behaves. Now you want something, you ask the server will in turn fetch it for you, or or you are sharing everything with the server. So server already has that particular information with it. In case you are saving everything on the server, it already has it. So you ask the server gives it to you. You have something to save, you save it on the server. So that is how normally a client server model works. But in case you are working on a peer-to-peer model, you are saving everything on your own system, and now you, if you want an information from anyone, you don't know where to find it. You ask everyone about it, and that will provide you with the services or mm, services or the information or the resources. So that is my peer-to-peer network. So I believe that was understandable for everyone. Now let us check out the images. Now I'm not very good at images and drawings. So let us stick to the different images that we have in here. Yep, this is a client-server relationship. And mostly when we are talking about LANs, we are implementing it on a server-client model. Uh, More powerful computer server we have discussed, like server is nothing but any other computer which has a better memory and a better storage and an server operating system installed in it. No difference, no other differences. So it is almost the same. Now server provides you with all the resources. So that is my client server model. Advantages, so improve data sharing. So that is one. Integration of services, everything can be integrated using my server. So that is possible. Shared resources amongst different platforms, fine. That is data possible capability, fine. So security is there. So these are the different features that you might get. Then you have one of the problems, that is the biggest problem that we might face, because our servers might not be that much powerful, that is overloaded servers. Now you have 10 computers and every computer is asking the server for a different resource. Now in that case, server might get stuck, since it the yeah, like this congestion might create trouble or get it stuck. So again, in case the server fails, all the computers are the complete network gets stuck. Then you have peer-to-peer network where you are creating work groups, or you are connecting every computer together so that there is no server, no client, and everyone is working on its own. You have four different clients, and everyone is sharing data with everyone. Now this is connected, four is connected to three, to one, to two. So everyone is connected to everyone. So you can access resources from anyone, but anytime. So that is upon you. So that is my peer-to-peer network. Huh. It is very easy to maintain since you are maintaining the network. No cost since you don't have a server, you have your cables, you have your computers. So that is the cost that you are getting. Uh, Everyone is independent, no dependency on anyone. So that is really very easy to manage. So disadvantages that again, there won't be any backup. There might be problem with the archiving, and the security would be a problem. But again, that is fine since we are cutting a lot on the cost. But the problem would be the centralized system. The only problem is the centralized system that we are getting there. Now we have these are the few differences. Client server model, it has to have a server and a client. So server is nothing but high-end processors, large memory, and high storage along with an operating system. Every device is the same. Operating system is required for your server, Nothing is required, so everything is fine. Centralization is provided in client server model that makes it effective, while the decentralization in peer to peer model that makes it a little tough to manage the resources. Best model when you are talking about a large network, but in case it is 3 or 4 computers, then peer to peer network would be good. Since again, yeah, like I have 4 computers, why would I spend so much in this thing called a server? So that is what we have. Uh, 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 like hardware is costly for client server model, but for peer to peer network, you don't need any specialized things. Security is better with client server model. Peer to peer model, again, you don't need that much of security since all the computers that are connected together, they know each other. So security is not of concern in a peer to peer model. But here it has some security concern since again attack on a server will mean a lot loss. Network administrations are an administrator is required for client server model. For peer to peer, no administration is required. You can work alone, so that is possible. So it brings us back to NIC network interface card. I believe it has been like made again. So there is a misprint. USB. So this is another kind of network interface card that is available. Now this brings us to the different transmission media. So we'll talk about the different transmission media. But before that, we discussed a lot of things. Now someone is trying ADIT exam, and I don't know if you guys, how many of you are interested in making those changes. So I would allow, in case you guys need, we might wind up a little early today so that you can work out on all those things.